I'll teach you everything you need to know about dictionaries in 5 minutes. So we've looked at tables in which we put values in, and the values are basically assigned to an index on the table. The first value has an index of 1, and so on. We can do something similar to that, but instead of numbers, we use a variable called a key. A dictionary is basically just a list of keys with their assigned values, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Let's say we have a table of "Are players cool?" And in here we have eyes, but eyes not very cool. And we have faith, and faith is cool. So you see how this is different from a regular table? A regular table, it would just have the value. In the dictionary, we have a key, and then we have that set equal to a value. Now let's try iterating through this dictionary with a for loop. And we're going to print the index and the value. Remember before when we did the disasters and we printed the I was 1 for the first one and 2 for the second one, and then the value was whatever the first value was, whatever the second value is. Let's see what it prints this time. Instead of printing 1, it prints I. We're basically saying instead of worrying about the location of this, instead of worrying about the index, this is basically the new index now. Now let's say you wanted to print the first value. How would you go about printing that? Well, for a regular table, we would just write the name of the table, square brackets, and then the position of where the first value is located. Like this one would be the first one, this one would be the second one. But here, maybe you figured it out. Instead of typing in the index, we're going to type a dot and then the key for the first one is going to be eyes. And let's print that. It tells us eyes is equal to false. And of course, if you wanted to figure out what this value was worth, faith, we would just type in faith there instead, and it's true. So you can see dictionaries really aren't too different. It's just that the values, instead of being linked to an index number, they're linked to a key that we decide. And we can make this whatever we want. And then we can check whatever is whatever. Something cool that can be done with dictionaries is nesting tables within them. For example, if you have a list of players, and this is a table, you can space it out like this for better organization. And let's say you have eyes of faith, but you want him to have multiple values. Just set that key equal to a table, and this table can be its own dictionary. Like maybe it has a gold value equal to like 5. Don't have much gold. Maybe it has a level value, I don't know, 7. And you have to separate it with the comma because this is a table. So try to figure out if you can figure out how to print my level. Well, we have to go inside the players table, and then the player, we have to go to the next level, which is this table, eyes of faith. And if we wanted to print out the level value, we just hit level. So this is one way that dictionaries can be useful. And also you can have multiple players, but again, remember the comma, like someone actually cool. And they can have their own stats like this. You can give them a lot of gold. Level, just a level 1, that's just how cool they are. And then you still access them in players, but instead of going to Eyes of Faith, we'll go to someone actually cool and print out their gold. Wow, they got a lot of gold. These values are usable. Like you could go inside the players table and go to someone actually cool and look at their gold. And you can set that equal to whatever his gold is minus 500. That will take 500 away from his. And maybe you want to give it to someone a little less fortunate than him. So set my gold equal to whatever my gold is plus 500. And now we can print out my gold. Ha ha ha. Started at 5, now I'm at 500. Let's go. So generous.